Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. Featuring two of the best bigs in the league. Brent, how impactful is the center position now compared to the way it used to be?
Well, one of the things that I think people are still dealing with is just how divergently different the center position has become in the game. And to think that these guys, in what they're asked to do, has just as much importance of the Patrick Ewings, the Hakeem Olajuwons, the low post, big-time scorers back to the basket. The modern-day center, Kevin, isn't doing that. It's a roll-to-the-basket, rim protection game, and there are some elite ones doing it now.
Wired a little bit differently than guys of the past.
They have to be. On top of that, some of the teams are even asking those players, obviously, to step out and shoot the three-point shot. So, modern-day game, modern-day play.
Now let's take a look at the starters for New Orleans. Davis is out there with Abdul-Jabbar. Then it's Harden, and it's Rudy Gobert, and it's Doncic in at the point. Harden inside the three-point line. The good-looking shot from the wing.
Yeah, you got your shooters and you have your scorers, but James Harden is both.
Curry passes to Pippen. Tipped away. Now here's Curry. He's covered closely. From deep. That one no good. Harden surveying the D. Here's Doncic. Davis controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Yeah, you think you have AD rooted out, but he can use his length, he can use his size, and get another rebound.
Pass to Durant. The fadeaway. Pelicans with the rebound. Brent, has there ever been a player who scores more easily with less effort than Kevin Durant?
Well, I know this, Kevin, that Kevin puts in a ton of work to make it look as easily as it does. There's just nobody that can match up with KD. And when he's playing like this, he gets out into the mid-range and starts to hit a few shots. Watching him be on fire for a night is a treat.
There's the pass to Doncic. Good.
And certainly not lacking in confidence. When Doncic gets these inside looks, he just jumps all over.
Curry kicks to Pippen. Doncic passes to Harden. From past the arc. Doesn't go for it. Now Chicago takes it the other way. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, I did speak with Fred Hoiberg. On defense, he said, quote, we're going to have to neutralize their high flyers. We can't play above the rim against these guys. Whatever it takes, we need to shut down the lane. See if they are able to do that during the game, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Now Abdul-Jabbar following Durant's three-point attempt. And the foul called on Antetokounmpo. That is his first foul of the game. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in, here's Harden. Abdul-Jabbar trying to free himself up. Harden's shot is good.
Yeah, I love watching Harden be aggressive inside. One of the most efficient scorers in our game.
Now here's Curry, guarded closely. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Fires from 14. Anthony with the bucket. Anthony's got 6.
Yeah, sure, the defense did well, but Melo, he just done better.
Harden kicks to Abdul-Jabbar. Over Pippen. The shot by Abdul-Jabbar, no good. And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for the Bulls. Trailing by 2. Anthony's shot is off.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D, just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Now, here's Doncic. Just 5 on the clock. New Orleans needs to get off a shot.
Yeah, nice effort there in tracking down the long rebound.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. New Orleans on top, leading by just 2. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. This has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from New Orleans?
Getting high percentage looks, wearing down that defense on the inside.
Such a great way to get yourself into an offensive groove and build up some early confidence.
We've got Antetokounmpo, Anthony out there with Steph Curry. And it's Durant, and it's Pippen in at the power forward. That's the Bulls 5 as we get into the second quarter. And Brent, you look at Giannis Antetokounmpo's slashing game, standing maybe a hair under 7 foot tall. How do you even put it into words?
Well, it's hard to imagine a more perfect frame for today's game in terms of getting in transition, having a versatile offensive game, putting it down, getting to the rack. But the one thing that we're anxious to see is whether or not Giannis will develop the type of range from the three-point line that makes it respectable. Other than that, he's pretty much unstoppable.
Now Durant. James Harden missing on the 3. Another shot. Yep, it goes in. The Pelican lead is cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, Pippen using those long arms inside to get shots off. Feels like no one can guard him down low.
The offensive rebound, Abdul-Jabbar. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. The WNBA, the top teams make the playoffs. We know that regardless of what conference. And the early results look good, Brent. Do you ever see that happening in the NBA?
I like the chatter about it. I like the consideration about it. I love the idea of the top 16 teams making the playoffs. But then I think to myself, well, if 12 of those 16 teams are in the Western Conference, then a lot of people are going to be watching something else come playoff time. So
travel just makes it prohibitive.
Not just the travel, Kevin, but the idea that you have these shifts. As we know, the Western Conference has dominated the NBA for at least the last decade, that there just wouldn't be much attention for the playoffs, at least throughout the country, if you did it that way.
And he makes that one.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Curry passes to Pippen. Kicks to Antetokounmpo. Anthony finds Antetokounmpo. No one near Curry as he lets it go. And the 3 off target. New Orleans leading by 4. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That one's on Anthony.
You know, it tells you something about Harden that he's led the league in free throw attempts so many times. This man is always in attack mode.
The throw good, James Harden.
Well, Pelicans a much better team last year than they've been in the past. Still have some areas to address before maybe they become a home court advantage team or a top 4 seed. But the number one thing is they've got to get some more consistency in their outside game.
Well, the 3 is king right now, and spacing can be a problem for the Pelicans.
Well, the team knows they only have a handful of dead-eye shooters. They were in the bottom third for threes taken last year. They play to their strengths, which is a good thing, but in order for them to take the next step, it's got to be some dynamic play from the perimeter.
Now, here's Doncic, following the shot by Kevin Durant. Harden against Anthony. The second effort. Abdul-Jabbar dishes to Harden. Shot clock at 6. Doncic passes to Davis. Now it's Anthony running. He can go all the way. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
That's a time where coaches are telling you wrap up the offensive player. Hard to do with Carmelo Anthony, so strong when going to the rim.
That free throw good from Anthony. Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. And first time out of the game called for New Orleans. Steph Curry, Brent, is there any doubt in your mind that he is the greatest shooter in NBA history?
I don't think there's any doubt, but I like the fact that Steph Curry doesn't want to be a one-trick pony, and he isn't. He's trying to be better at making plays. He's trying to be better at making good decisions. He's trying to be better as a defender. And so all of these things for Steph Curry, he's not satisfied with the things that he's done so far in his career, which have all been elite.
About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Here's Davis on the mark with the 15-footer. And the Pelicans lead by 5.
He tries to do a lot of work on the inside, but AD ultimately from the mid-range becoming very effective.
Pippen kicks to Antetokounmpo. Lets the three fly. Poked away. And so it's Davis. He'll bring the ball up for the New Orleans Pelicans. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. 6 to shoot. Fires the three. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Here's Antetokounmpo from down in the low post. It goes. Antetokounmpo's got his first points in this one. And here is Doncic. Harden outside. Drills it from outside. Harden's got the lead up to 6 now for New Orleans.
It doesn't matter how a defense plays him. Harden is going to make sure that that three-point shot is a primary weapon.
And so it's the New Orleans Pelicans.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, it's good to have you back. You're watching the 2K Sports Halftime Show. This right here is Kenny the Jet Smith. This right here is Shaquille O'Neal. Me, I'm just a competitive matchup for New Orleans in the first quarter. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. Well, for New Orleans, Kenny, what did you see from them?
You can see where the priorities are. Rebounding, and then more rebounding. They made a concerted effort to get the glass clean.
And that should do it with the second half about to...
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. One of the stories here, James Harden getting it done today.
Yeah, and through 2 quarters, he's been lights out. And you know he's going to look to add to those totals.
And defensively, hard to force him out of the rhythm at this point because he has a number of ways with which he can beat you.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. So for New Orleans right now, they've got Abdul-Jabbar. Doncic out there with Harden. And it's Rudy Gobert. And it's Davis in at the small forward position. New Orleans shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night. And the first one at the line is good. Brent, we've got great dunkers now. But you played at a time when there were sensational dunkers in the NBA.
Yeah, I saw a lot of guys go over the top of me
Including yourself.
Too kind. Here's the money. Kevin, I think about those old, and we remember this, the old VHS tapes where you used to get like the dunk highlight tapes. Those are still so fresh in my mind.
Dr. J.
Dominique Wilkins over the top.
Yeah.
MJ over everybody.
Young Vince Carter.
Kenny Skywalker. I mean,
Yes.
just the list goes on and on. But the best in-game dunker, I think it's pretty unanimous that Vince Carter still holds the title.
Bulls shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
And if we want to take a look back, they converted about 76% from the line.
That free throw good from Anthony.
Alvin Gentry, one of the best offensive minds and coaches in this league. Remember, just in the recent past about his time in Phoenix and then in Golden State, now as the head coach of the Pelicans, and he's done a great job just speeding up this team, pushing the ball, and trying to find ways to put up points.
And both free throws good for Anthony. And for the Pelicans, it took some time before they could implement Gentry's vision.
Well, now it's in place. It felt like a long time to get there, and he ended up making the playoffs and pushing it to the second round. And Alvin Gentry is a big reason why the Pelicans are one of the most exciting teams right now to watch in the NBA.
A floater, and the layup's good off the glass. Anthony's got 4 points this quarter.
Carmelo really has great footwork down low, showing off the feel right there when he gets near the paint.
Loads it up for Davis, and it's Davis with the jam.
That's a perfect lob leading to a spectacular dunk from Davis there. Threw it up on time, on target.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Hammock. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. For Chicago, they have yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3. That free throw good from Anthony.
Melo's still bringing the passion to the floor. No matter what's going on around, he's still going to be a gamer.
That one misses.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
And the big man, the brow, finding a teammate and does a great job of seeing somebody that's uncovered.
Anthony finds Antetokounmpo. Curry on the wing. Sinks the triple. Curry's got his second bucket of the night.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans.
When you think about a coach looking into the eyes of one of his players and telling him to match up with Giannis Antetokounmpo and all the things that he brings to the table, that's a long night of restlessness before you match up. Press up on him, he'll blow by you in transition. He's at the rim in 2 dribbles. Tough to stop that kid.
Here's Davis. Lays it up off the glass. Davis has got 4 points this quarter.
Well, great start. Check that box. They've made their first 4 shots, guys, and the offense looking very fluid right now.
Curry on the wing. Outside Pippen. Shot clock at 5. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him. Antetokounmpo covers so much ground, Brent. He can almost go the entire length of the court in 2 dribbles.
But once he gets around towards the rim, his reach can make it seem like defenders aren't even there. Not just one defender, but multiple defenders. So it's unfair already, and you add that athleticism to what he can do. Wow, unstoppable offensive force.
Abdul-Jabbar passes to Harden. He kicks to Davis. Over Durant. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Abdul-Jabbar's got 6 points.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
They grabbed their own miss.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Harden with it. Now Anthony defending. Doncic. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got his 3rd assist on the night. Bulls trail by 9. Outside Anthony. Outside Pippen. 6 on the shot clock. For Davis. And the Bulls with another miss.
I like the defensive effort. They did a good job altering the mid-range shot and then making the shooter feel a bit uneasy.
Harden finds Gobert. And the lead now, double digits on that bucket. And it's an 11-point Pelican lead.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Now here's Curry. D right on him. Anthony right side. To the inside. It's stolen by Gobert and out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession. Here's Anthony. Nice shot from the wing. Anthony's got 7 points for the quarter.
Well, he hunts them down, but it will take Melo just a few shots to catch fire, and the defense better be aware of it.
And so it's New Orleans in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. And don't go away. We'll be right back.
California is not that far though.
July 5 p.m.
Okay, I'm waiting for the address.
And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Well, sometimes that's what can separate some of the best players, not just creating for yourself, but creating for others as well.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. Antetokounmpo is out there with Pippen, and it's Durant, then it's Anthony, and it's Curry in at the point guard position. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Here's Davis, and that one drops. Davis has got the lead up to 11 now for the Pelicans.
Defense maybe got away with a foul there, but AD too good for their best efforts with that shot.
Pippen kicks to Antetokounmpo for 3. Durant. It's rebounded by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, another missed opportunity, and you can just see the frustration.
Yeah, when your shot's in the fridge like this, it's easy to lose your confidence, and that's why some of the most prolific scorers, they have short-term memories.
Chicago calls timeout.
And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, guys. Well, Fred Hoiberg was talking to his team during the timeout. He said, we've come this far. Now we've got to give everything left to get this one. And we can do it. So go out there and do it. Guys, we'll see what they can do.
Durant against Davis. 4 on the shot clock. Davis with some nice D.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there.
Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. Curry passes to Pippen. Back to Curry. Right side, Antetokounmpo. Anthony on the wing. Lets the 3 fly. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. 19 points for Carmelo Anthony. Think burn some clock if they want to.
And get a little breather as well.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over.
And Kevin, he saw his guys just a little sluggish out there. Oftentimes a timeout like this allows you to kind of just reset.
First quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Harden with it. Pass to Doncic. Clock at 6. Pass to Gobert. Here's Harden. New Orleans getting another chance here. Doncic kicks to Harden. Pass to Gobert. Shoots over Curry. Here's Abdul-Jabbar, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
2 shots, gentlemen.
That one's on Anthony.
And you're talking about one of the most decorated superstars in the history of college basketball, but maybe the most impressive feat. He won 3 national championships, and Kareem has a way of affecting winning.
Free throw drops for Abdul-Jabbar. He makes 1 of 2 that time. And it's Antetokounmpo with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Bulls. It's a 13-point game.
That's one of the game's greatest three-point shooters, so don't be shocked.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Doncic kicks to Harden. Outside, Davis. Fires for 3. They get it again. Abdul-Jabbar passes to Harden. New Orleans moving it around. Just 5 to shoot. Tries again. Abdul-Jabbar trying to free himself up. With the clock winding down, and Kareem throws it down. That gives him the double-double. 11 points and 17 rebounds.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for New Orleans.
And they had to battle for this win. There were times when it looked like it was maybe slipping away a bit, but they never let that happen, which I thought was a real credit to them.
And that's a product of their mental toughness. Anytime the floor of the game turned against them, instead of caving, they just dialed it up a notch and were able to pull away.
And it's Pippen slamming it down.
Well, he could just see over the defense, the eyes to spot the open man. Giannis flourishing right now as a facilitator.
And so the Pelicans now can just hold on to the ball. Anthony against Harden. So we see New Orleans taking the W here. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's